Alrighty. It's been a few days since we've had a camera out here. Catch y'all up real quick. So the Rattle 40, I believe is what I was calling it the other day. The first thinning, it got really bad. The last day we was on it, which was yesterday, we only processed 6 loads off of it. And then we had to move as the ground gave way. Didn't have a camera with me. Wasn't planning on filming that day. And lo and behold, that's when all the good stuff happened. Michael bogged down, ground give out from underneath us. It was just chaos. Really didn't have time to be filming as bad as it was. So we moved right across the road, basically. I actually first thinned this two years ago. It'd have been, I think we first thinned that in like February or so, January of 2019. So it's been basically 2 years ago since it's been first thinned. We looked at thinning this track when we were here the first go around. I'm pretty sure I had YouTube going when we first thinned this over here beside us. I can't remember. It would have been right at the very beginning. But anyway, this track that we're second thinning, we looked at second thinning it when we worked here the first time. Just wasn't quite ready yet. And as y'all can see, it's a very small diameter second thinning. Which, I mean, nothing wrong with it, I don't reckon, but it's just a little bit smaller diameter. It would make really good first thinning quality if you wanted to look at it that way. So Mickey's been piling mostly in the middle over there. What we usually will do here when we're in a situation like this is Mickey will process like what y'all saw him do the other day, and he'll pile up in the middle here. And then once Matt gets this little pile over here kind of started up, you watch how he runs that wood across it. We call it our kicker pile. It actually needs to be just a little bit higher to help his wood slide around. That way he could actually like pull it across it, push his wood down, kind of flip it around. But you get that little pile right there like that, you forget that pile of wood's there, and then you just work out of this middle over here. And when trucks aren't here being loaded, Mickey's just piling in the middle over there. And Matt, we got the rubber tire back. It actually had a flat on that back left tire right there. It had a flat, so we had to get a tire put on it. That's where the rubber tire's been hiding at. And Matt, the ground is actually good enough here for Matt to help me cut with the rubber tire. So that's what he's doing with while trucks aren't here. He's getting on it, coming down there and helping me cut, and that's making a huge difference because it's not even 12 o'clock yet, and that's load number, I believe that's number 6 already, or is that number 5? I think it's number 5. It's the start of the 3rd round, which is, compared to what we've been doing, damn good. Let's see if Mickey will put anything through his box over here, because we are having to use the delimitator in this. Some of it, like that there, don't really have no limbs on it, and it's pretty clean already. All he's doing is dragging the bushes and stuff out of it, the trash, and then he's just bobbing the tops off. And y'all can see it's some pretty small diameter stuff for a second thinning. It's got a lot of what we call seated in whip trees. You see that one really small tree that was hanging down there at the very bottom of that bundle? That's a good representation of what we would call a whip tree. A whip tree or a seated in tree is a tree that has grown naturally. Whenever this stand over here would have been in clear cut stage during the winter months when it'd have a north wind blowing, it would, well, I say during the winter months, during spring and everything, when everything would start, the pine cones and everything start kind of opening up and whatnot. Look at that. The winds would blow the seeds from the pine trees out of the pine cones over here into this stand when it was younger. And those trees, since they're not, I'm not saying our typical stuff is like genetically modified. I mean, some pine trees are, but I don't think our stuff is. I'd have to ask to give y'all an honest answer on that. But whenever it starts from just a seed and then turns into a stem, for whatever reason, they don't grow the same as if you would have a seedling grown in a pod at a tree farm or whatever. But Matt's got his wood all hung up now. If you have this pile too far, closer to me, too far away from that loader, it'll start doing that. And I know Matt's bad about getting piles too far away from him because he comes from a clear-cut application. And they're used to having their stuff way behind, way away from loaders and stuff. But there is a hidden surprise in this track. We're not going to include it on this video. It'll be the next video. I'll show y'all what is in here. If you follow me on Facebook, you already know. It's just going to be several weeks before y'all see this. But so if you've done seen it, most everybody be forgot by now. But there's a hidden little gem in this this stand of timber. Something that I think is really neat, really cool. We're going to show y'all what's in it, how we're protecting it, and what the timber company's future for it will be. Their plans to protect it. Now that is Puppy up there. I don't know if y'all can see that. That's our sleeper truck that we have. It's a W900. Has the little 36-inch sleeper on it with got the black fenders. Y'all seen it out here before. Puppy's truck had a door latch break and we couldn't get parts right away for it, so we don't have a driver in this truck, so we just swapped Puppy over to this truck. Watch Michael come in here. Got him a big old drag of that stuff. Y'all can see how, like I said, it's long. It's long stuff. For our pulpwood anyway, it's long. But it's just very small diameter. Packs in on a good truck. Packs in on the truck good, so that's a positive. Let's see if he'll put something through the box here. I want to see him put something through the box. Y'all want to see him put something through the box? Go in the comments right now. Pause the video. Go down and say, put something in the box, Mickey. It's cold today. My little finger's holding on to this gimbal, about to freeze smooth off. I love watching a two-loader setup like this, especially when things are just working right. You got wood coming in, wood going out, wood going in the middle. It's just like watching a well-oiled machine. I mean, there's no limbs left on that, so there's no reason for him to put it in the box. We basically just set the box up out there so you would have, in case he needs it, you go to getting some hairier stuff off of a down row. You gotta open your eyes, Mickey. Off of a down, like your first drag or something like that, you can have it there for that. And after that, it may sit there and just idle. I think he told me a while ago he figured he was putting about 75% of the wood through his pull through, 25% through the delaminator. wind is kicking it today. And when you set up like this, it's almost like loading right behind a processor. Just instead of having multiple sorts of logs and everything else, you just have one big sorted pile of pulpwood. So anyway, guys, y'all go down below in the comments and y'all tell me if y'all want to see the secret. We might include it at the end of this video. Depending on how many comments we get, we might not include it in the next video. We might tease y'all a couple videos with it. But it's really cool. I will give y'all this much of a hint. It is history stuff for the local area right here. So if you like that kind of stuff, you'll like the surprise we got here coming up. For sure. I say for sure. It's coming up in a video soon. We'll leave it at that. So y'all go down in the comments, tell me y'all ready to see it. Take your guesses on what it is. Like I said, if you follow me on Facebook, that's probably where you've already seen it. I also have an Instagram y'all can follow me on, but I really don't put much on Instagram. I'm not a fan of Instagram. Not really a fan of any social media right now. God, I thought he was gonna kill us. He's sorting that short stuff out to put in the middle of a load. So just to give y'all a quick show right here of what I'm talking about with the seed in, whip tree, stuff like that. I've covered this before, but y'all can see what it looks like after I've thinned it. And this is what it looks like before I thin it. You can see I'm trying to pull it out on camera, but that little tree right there, that's a perfect example. I mean, it's a merchantable tree, but it's a whip. This tree right here, this little piece of junk, let me step out where y'all maybe can see it this way. There we go. This little bitty piece of junk right there. Yeah, that's again, it's junk. It's trash. It's not merchantable because it's not either 3 inches at 16 feet or 2 inches at 16 feet. So that's junk. But like you can see right here, you got a big tree and then 2 small trees. Those 2 there were probably actually planted here, but like these little ones like this, most of these are natural growth trees, natural regeneration from when it was clear cut over here. So usually when you get in a stand like this and it's second thinning and still got a lot of seeded in stuff, basically they just come in here try to get over here and show y'all. They just come in here and they get in, they just make rows. There's really no tree rows to follow anymore because the seeded in stuff is done away with the tree rows. So you'll get in here and just follow along, and or try and punch a straight row as possible. Maybe snag a tree here and there to kind of open your canopy up in the middle when you're first thinning it, and then the rest of that little bitty stuff, you leave it to grow until it, you know, is second thinning age, and then by second thinning age, it's usually old enough by that point to use or to merchandise. You can see our little mats we got built right there. It's crossing a little low spot swag thing. So anyway, I just thought it'd be neat to show y'all this down here too, because it's definitely different than working a complete stand, a planted stand, a regular planted stand, you know, and you got to get in the stuff that has a whole bunch of natural growth in it. It's wet though. Y'all can look at it's been wet. You can look at my tracks, all the mud in it. I'm telling you, yesterday was exciting. Look at the water pumping up out of the ground right there. It's doing good. The ground's doing good, real good so far. So